Now, I hate to come in here and be a negative Nancy, right? I hate to do it. Hate to be Karen Fresco. I hate to do that. But I'm starting to feel like this might be a lose-lose situation for the Eagles.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles, fly Eagles on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast, man. So today we're gonna talk that talk. I'm gonna tell you why I'm starting to kind of feel a little bit pessimistic about this season, win or lose. But before we do get into that, I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Prophet Dev for the comment of the day, comment board, whatever you want to gotta know. We got to figure something out for it. But he commented, "Hungry dogs run faster." I love it. I love it. Usually I only give one shout out, but I do also want to give a shout out to one of our channel members, Wilts Duncan. And he's the one that told me that the board was not seeable, it was not visible enough. So hopefully this is good. Shout out to you, my man. I appreciate the feedback. But yeah, so if you want to have your comment up there, you want to get a shout out, just leave some comments, man. I just pick random comments, but let's get into this topic. All right. So it's Howie. It's Howie. I mean, I can't break it down any more than that. It is Howie. I am very nervous that Howie may have done, maybe by accident, he may have done just enough to get his contract extension, just enough to stay on this team. Now, I've said from the beginning, I don't see him leaving either way. I thought that, we're probably stuck with Howie for a while. It is what it is. I feel like he's been here. I think this is going to be his 22nd season. He came from cleaning the bathroom floors all the way to the position he is basically now. I mean, he went from an intern to basically running football operations for the Eagles for the past couple of years. So to just get rid of somebody like that when you've worked with him for so long as Jeffrey Lurie, I know it's probably going to be something that's tough for him, but why do I think it's a lose-lose situation? Because I feel like if we're bad, I don't see Howie leaving either way. I really just don't. But if we're bad, we're bad, and that sucks. That's a loss for me. But if we're good, or even if we're decent, I feel like Howie gets a pass, and Howie gets that, he fixed the roster, and he took a team that was 4-11-1 last year and made them, a competitive team. I feel he's going to get far too much credit, and that's what worries me. That's really what worries me. I feel like last year was a lot to do with him. If I'm being real, I feel like a lot of things just kind of boiled over. I feel like the players, didn't feel like their coach necessarily could or did have their back. And I think that's where you saw the root of a lot of these problems come. So it gets me worried. We heard the stories, right? We heard when he said some funny stuff to Lane Johnson. He said some funny stuff to this guy, to that guy. He wasn't really the picture of perfection when it comes to, speaking with his players and being a family guy. But if that doesn't leave, right, maybe Andy Reid was able to kind of fend off Howie Roseman a little bit while he was here, and Howie didn't have the power that he does now when Andy was here. So maybe that's something to do with it too. But Andy Reid is really the only coach that I feel like we never had to really talk about Howie Roseman. And I will say, I feel like what Howie Roseman did this offseason kind of did help our team. And I'm not going to say kind of. I think he hit on a lot of good players. I think the cheap contracts, while they're still risks because, they're either coming back from injury or it's really just 1 year of production or whatever it may be, they're risks, but they were risks worth taking. And if we go and get Steven Nelson, that's just another risk worth taking that will add to Howie Roseman's ledger. Now, I feel like we haven't said fire Howie in a long time, which the shirts are still available if you're still on that train. I'm not on fire Howie anymore. I'm on, I don't want to see him re-up his contract as the same position, as the same, I don't want you worrying or having final say in the roster. I need a football mind on that. And you are not a football mind. You are a numbers guy, and that's fine. The numbers are very important in the NFL. So I don't want to get this misconstrued that I feel like he has no place in this team. I feel like he does. I feel like he's a very smart football mind, and I feel like when you bring him two numbers and you say, make this work for us, he can do that, and he can do that at an elite level. We all get upset about the money, that situation that we fell into this year, but if you really sit down and break into it and go deep into it, yes, we restructured a lot of contracts, which moved money back, and that's kind of a main factor into what happened with our cap situation. But if you really look into it, between COVID, between the quarterback formerly known as Carson Wentz, if you look into everything that happened this offseason, how much of it was really truly in his control? He obviously couldn't control the salary cap going down pretty drastically. It went down to like 175, I believe. It went down pretty drastically. So that's about $20 million that you just lost to the cap hit to the cap because of COVID. So that's not his fault. The Carson Wentz situation, I think you can be on either side of the fence. Was he the main factor? Probably not. He probably wasn't the main person, yelling to get him out of here. We need him out of here. I would probably lean towards the side of that he wasn't saying that. He probably wanted Carson to work out because he gave up a lot to go and get Carson. No matter how much we were able to recoup of that, it's kind of neither here nor there. At the end of the day, you gave up those assets. So I think, and I hope, do you want to be great? Obviously, but do you want to be good? I think is the question you have to answer yourself right now. I'm getting to the point that I feel like we still have one more thing we got to get rid of, and I need one more season to get rid of him because he is on a contract year. And it sounds stupid. And like I said, I'm not wishing my team fails, not at all. I hope that we do good and they still see that they need to move Howie Roseman to a different position. I hope that's best case scenario for me. But like worst case scenario, and this is where it falls into is this a lose-lose situation? Worst case scenario, we're decent. We're at best 500 team or whatever that would look like, close to 500 team. And we just run it back. We just run it back. I like the players that we have, and I feel we have guys that can develop, and I feel this coaching staff can develop them. I'm excited about the coaching staff, but the only thing that really gets me worried is that the same problem that we've had for the past couple years, I'll say even back when Chip Kelly was here, because even though we hate Chip Kelly, the man had him banished to a broom closet. So that says something. As much as we do not, we all hate Chip. I think that's very, very obvious. But you have to look at it. I mean, he was able to literally, like I said, banish him to a broom closet. So we have to look at that. How many years are we going to go with the same output from Howie Roseman? I don't want to continuously see it. So, I'm just spitballing. I'm just brainstorming at this point. But do you guys think this is a lose-lose situation with Howie? Because how do we get him out of here? How do we get him in a position, not even get him out of here? How do we get him out of football decisions? He shouldn't be making football decisions. And this is something we've talked about year on, year end, and we continuously have this problem. It needs to be solved. So I'm not saying I want us to lose. Obviously, I never want us to lose, but I'm feeling like that's the only way we'll really get some change where it really matters. And that's at Howie Roseman's position. That's at the GM position. Now, who would you get as another GM? That's a whole nother video. We'll see if maybe Nick Sirianni shows that he knows what the heck he's doing with getting players. Maybe not. I don't know who you would get, but we need a football mind. We've let a lot of football minds walk to kind of preserve Howie Roseman's role, and I'm just kind of tired of it. I need football minds in here, and I need to start drafting and getting players that are going to make immediate impacts. But we'll see what happens. This year was a little bit better, getting Devontae Smith, getting Landon Dickerson. You got some good players. We'll see if it pans out. We'll see if it works out. But I just hope that we can figure something out to get Howie in a better position for us. a better position for us. It is what it is. That's all I care about. But other than that, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. What do you think about this season with Howie and everything? Are you off the fire Howie train? Are you down to see what he's got? But yeah, let me know in the comments. And yeah, other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out shit. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring.